Happy New Year from Amsterdam. I'm Habib, reporting for Habibsports.wordpress.com, and this is my first ever vlog. I'm happy to bring you an interview with Brad One Punch Pickett today as he prepares for his fight against Henry Briones at UFC in London. We got to speak about life, his Christmas, his new baby boy, and I even got to see his memorabilia room in his house. It's a really, really fun interview, and I hope you enjoy it. This January, I'll bring you interviews with Burt Watson, Babysitter to the Stars, and Kamura Usman. I'll also start my Periscope this month as well, so I hope to see you there. Follow me at Habibsportspages on Twitter, Habibsports.wordpress.com for the blog, and Habibsportspages on YouTube to catch up with all of my videos. Happy New Year, hope your 2016 is prosperous and wonderful. How was Christmas?
It was good. It was a good one. Yeah, it wasn't a little bit hectic. Got a new little son on the case.
Hello. What's the name?
Name's Buddy.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Hello, mate.
Buddy James Pickett.
Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you, buddy. And you've got a dog? Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, I'll bring that one over here now.
Oh, let's have a look. Can we meet the dog?
And this is my sidekick.
Hello, mate.
Bonnie.
Nice to meet you, sir. What type of dog is that?
Yeah, it's a typical cage fighter's dog.
Typical. I was gonna. Doesn't Cain Velasquez have a French bulldog? I'm pretty sure
Probably,
I've seen him. I've seen him doing cartwheels with a French bulldog on Tough before. I think kind of amazing. Yeah. So then you've had a good Christmas, a different one.
Yeah.
And then you just tried to destroy this idyllic circumstance with a fight and having to travel to Florida and train and do what you do.
Yeah, I'll be traveling to America Top Team on the 10th of January.
Yeah.
I'm always training here now. I'll be training 1 o'clock today and then later on this evening. So I'm training here all the time, but I always like to go to America just to hone in at the end of my camp. So I'll be out there 7 weeks before my fight. I'll be there for 6 weeks, and then I come back to England 1 week before the fight.
Yeah. I heard you speak quite a lot after your last fight, and you were very contemplative of it. You were open enough to be very contemplative, and you were thinking about the future a lot. You had your first child was on the way, and so on. That can't have been easy to say, yes, do you know what, I'm going to run away for 6 weeks to Florida.
Obviously, it's tough, but at the end of the day, it is my job. You know? And there's other people who have jobs where they're away from their family for a long period of time. So in the army, you're away from, it is tough, but at the end of the day, this is where I earn my money at the moment. So,
absolutely.
If I look at it as not just me having fun and going to train and have a fight, I look at myself as a career. This is what I need to do to succeed. I've been doing this for a long time, and this is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yes, I could stay at home and train here and basically try and do a camp here, but I think if you not saying I couldn't do that, I could do that. I could do that and still compete. But for me, mentally, I like to go away to train because I get away from my day-to-day distractions. It's easy for me to switch on to, like right now, before you call me, I know I'm training later on today, but I'm just chilling at home, playing video games, I'm not really focusing on my fight, where when I go to America, I had a pack of crisps for breakfast, I've been eating loads of Christmas food in that. Yeah, so when I go to America, it's easy for me to switch on to diet, training, and everything else, and game planning, stuff like that. So,
fantastic.
And making the decision to fight again, obviously, it's going to be a lot harder now, because I remember last time I went to America, I missed my dog like crazy.
Really?
Yeah. And my wife.
Of course. She's right there, you've got to say that.
I've got a buddy in my life now, and I'm going to miss him crazy. So what I'm going to do, I'm out there for 6 weeks. So I'm going to go out there for 2 weeks, and they're going to fly my wife and my son out there for 2 weeks, and then they're going to go back home, and then I'm going to be out there for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mid-camp kind of like, just kind of refreshes my mind why I'm doing this, I'm going to miss them like crazy out there for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to see them for 2 weeks while I'm still training there, and then going to go away, and then in my head I already know it's going to realise why I'm doing this and push me for those last 2 weeks to train really hard, and then I come back and fight.
Have they done that before?
I have done that before, but obviously not with my son.
No.
As in, my wife has come out to America before and seen me while I'm training, but it was just it was fun. It was nice. I liked it, but in a selfish way, there's not a lot that she can do out there, and she'd much rather. At the moment, she's on maternity leave, so it doesn't matter. But before, she would take holiday, so she'd much rather wait until my fight, have a fight, and then go away and have 2 weeks of my whole attention somewhere completely different, rather than share her time with me training and stuff like that. So before, we never had done that, but we normally used to always go away after a fight and go away and do something.
Yeah, sure.
This time it's a little bit different circumstances. She's on maternity leave. She's not exactly taking a holiday. She can do what she wants.
Yeah.
And also, I want to see my son.
Love it. Love it. Do you think, is it going to be different fighting as a dad this time, do you think? Does it change the things in your head mentally?
I think all the way through your career, like in any career, motivations change. Like obviously when I first started, I was motivation to prove myself, prove that I should fight in the UFC. Then it was motivation for competition. Okay, I want to get in the top 10. Then it was motivation. I want to try and get a title shot. Yeah, you have different motivations. Now, yes, with Body here now, my motivation changed. I've been in the top 10. I was ranked in the top 10 for years.
Yeah.
I've been in the UFC. I need to prove myself that I should be in the UFC.
Yeah.
Now my motivation's changing. This motivation never motivated me before in life, but now it is now where it is a bit more financially driven. I want to win. I want to, because in my profession, you get paid, and then you win, you get paid the same.
Yeah.
So now making money is, whatever, but now I want to make money for my son, so and my motivations have changed, So not that it's making me a little bit more focused on making sure I get the W, and beating this guy.
Yeah.
Put food on the table.
No, absolutely. How long have you known about this fight? Did you book it a while ago?
I've always known about this card.
Right.
Yeah, I knew the card, and I'm pretty certain I was going to be on it because I fought in June last year, and I knew I wasn't going to fight for the rest of the year because my son was born in September,
right.
So I wanted to take the rest of the year off.
Okay, decision, yeah.
And then there was going to be a card in February. I didn't know exactly when, but I remember saying to Dana on that, I was saying, look, you guys, I want to be on that card. It's no problem at all.
Yeah.
They wanted me to fight again later on later this year, as sure Shelby did, but then I said to him, look, I'm having my son. That's about it. He goes, is it your first one? I went, yeah. He goes, okay, right. Yeah, you take the rest of the year off.
I was going to say, I've heard Dana speak quite fondly about you. So that can't have been too difficult a conversation when you brought up your son and...
No, not at all. I think UFC have been really good with me. They really worked around my schedule. End of the day, End of the day, I'm self-employed, so
yeah.
If I don't fight, I'm not getting paid. So it's my choice.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to fight regular. At the end of the day, it's like being a builder. Mm-hmm. You don't want to finish a house and go, okay, what's next? While you're building a house, you want to look at what's your next project. You want to go out and do other things. And same with me and fight. I want to look and earn more money. I don't want to take one step at a time. I want to try and plan and plant seeds for.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Am I right in saying this is your fourth fight in London now, or fourth fight for the UFC in the UK? Have I got that wrong?
I'm just trying to think.
No.
It's fourth. My first fight was in Birmingham. Then I fought in Nottingham, and then I fought in the O2, and this will be my fourth, so you're correct.
So this will be fourth at the O2.
My wife was one. You said 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll meet in the middle. I won't argue.
It has been 3, but this was my 4th.
Okay, this is the 4th. What's the atmosphere compare like fighting in London to America where you fought?
Amazing.
Really?
When I fought in the O2, beginning of, not last year, year before March, just amazing. It's hard to explain. But then also, even when I fought in Nottingham, the home support I get is crazy.
Yeah.
We have passionate fans here as well. We like football and all that sort of stuff. So it's something that obviously transpires into MMA. So if they have someone they could get behind their will, and I'm a London boy, so
yeah.
And also, I think I get a lot of support no matter where I fight.
Yeah.
To be funny, the only place I ever got booed was in Ireland.
Oh, really? What was
Yeah,
the circumstance?
I was fighting an American. I didn't get it. I was like, "What the
Oh,
hell is going on
really?
here?"
Who were you
Yeah,
fighting?
I was fighting Ian McCall.
Okay.
Like, why am I getting booed? I'm fighting an
Strange.
American guy.
I was gonna say to you, how do the Americans? We support really differently here. We're vocal. We use songs, and how do the Americans? When the Irish invasion hit Vegas the other day, how do you think they took that? And your British fans when they come and see you out in America when they've seen you fight.
When I fought on that card in Vegas, it was literally I actually got a bit of support from the Irish then. I got getting cheered, and half the crowd was Irish, so I assumed it was from them.
Okay.
The Irish are just crazy passionate. I don't know how the Americans see that, but I know it looks good,
Right.
it's noisy,
It's
noisy, it creates such an atmosphere. So, when I went to the weigh-ins and I just looked out, I was like, holy shit, that many people. So, it definitely creates an atmosphere, and hopefully, it can really push you on, like you see in McConnell. He feeds off that energy the crowd gives him.
Oh, no doubt. It's amazing, isn't it? Do your friends and family get to see you fight much?
Yes, they do. No, not all the time in America. But my brother comes and goes all around the world to watch me. But in this one, obviously, being in my hometown, I got a lot of people coming to watch me.
Brilliant. I want to talk about your training, and you've trained out at ATT for a while now.
Yes.
How long approximately?
I don't know.
Long time.
Well, not 12 years.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No, but I didn't go there. Really?
Yeah. 11 years.
11 years.
11 years. Fantastic.
What? Because when I first met you, I went out to America. Yeah. Yeah, so about 11 years.
And you've only ever trained at ATT?
In America. Yes.
In America.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where at first, if I could go back and do the things, I would have liked to hop around.
Yeah.
But I'm a very loyal person, so when I make friends and get comfortable, and when I first went to America, I could see the growth I needed to fulfill, so it wasn't a case of, well, if I've gone this place, I need to go to that place, It was a case of, there's still so much I can learn here, so it wasn't that way. And then it got to the stage where obviously I'm in the UFC, and then you can't really bounce around at other gyms because you're going there to, if I went to Jackson's or AKA, there's a lot of guys there that I could potentially fight, and so it just takes away options from me.
Sure. What 11 years ago, what was the circumstance that took you to, were you in America, were you already living there, were you training there, something like that? What took you to ATT, like the first day through the door?
Okay, well, it all transpired from when I was the Cage Rage featherweight champion, right? Cage Rage wanted their homegrown kind of fighters to be able to fight on an international level. So they wanted me to fight, like, I thought I could, Abe, Takuri Abe, and stuff like that. They wanted people like me, Paul Daly, Dan Hardy, that to fight internationally rather than just fighting. So they recognised they needed us to, train at a different level and learn wrestling and that sort of stuff. So they actually sent me and This sent Dan Hardy, sent me, Paul Daly, out to American Top Team and stuff, and sorry, it's nice to make it weird. No.
That's all good.
They sent me out there, and then was really good of them. I'm forever grateful for Cage Rage for doing that. And I met Mike Brown. He was working at a reception there, actually.
Wow.
At the American Top Team, and we just hit it off. Like, he's such a likable guy. We have such a same sort of personality in a lot of ways. Have a lot of common interests, and we just hit off and become really, really good friends. And then it got to the stage where KJ wasn't going to send me out there anymore, then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just pay for myself. But I used to go out there myself now, and literally it's been that, me going out there all the time. Where I have a home back in England, which is Team Titan with Mickey Patmos. He's been my coach here for years. I've learned so much from him, and together we've built like a really good team here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really, really good fighters here, but still I like to go away. Like I say, now it's not because I can't get the training partners here. It's because for me it's like peace of mind to be able to fly over there and switch on that way. And now I'm looking forward to go out there so much because now they've just done the new American top team. So they built a new American top team. So I'm excited to go see that. And also I've got about 5 guys in my gym flying out there as well in January.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it their first time?
Yeah, one of them guys been out there before, but most of them,
Oh, so you've turned it full circle. So you're beautiful.
Yeah,
that must be amazing for them.
They're looking forward to it. They're actually, they're like it's like Christmas for them.
Do you see yourself in them a little bit? Do you see them?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I do, but they're a lot younger than me. I started when I was 26. Right. They were like young, like 22s, 23s. I'm like, oh, you lucky bastards.
Is that's the way of it now? These are long-term martial arts from when they were kids now. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a massive change within the sport. As in, like when I first started, it wasn't really a career path for anyone. So it's just like if you want to have a little scrap, have a scrap, and I could earn a little bit of money here and there, and and then it eventually turned itself into a career for me. But now, for a young aspiring athlete, you could make I bought my house where I own is because of fighting. So you could make a career out of this sport, especially and more. So I managed to carve one out for myself. But now this is put on a plate for you. It's so much more easier now to go. Oh, I'm going to be a professional fighter and go on and make life-changing money like someone like Conor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Last little one on ATT. Your typical days training for you. I'd like to know about like a week. Are you 5 days on, 2 days off, 6 days on?
Me normally, obviously, again, when I was younger, train like a madman. Yeah. A bit older, it's not about quantity, it's more about the quality of your training. Right. So I have to be a bit more careful. So normally, my training I do here, I kind of replicate what I do in America. The same sort of days, I do the same sort of things. So like on Monday I do wrestling. And it kind of works like this. Every morning is a hard training session, and the evening's more technical, or conditioning, or something like that, or pads. So like morning Monday is wrestling, Tuesday is sparring, Wednesday is drilling or rest or conditioning, Thursday sparring, Friday jiu-jitsu, Saturday light technical sparring. That's all kind of how it is. And I train 6 days a week, and then I listen to my body a lot more now. So like if I'm feeling really broken, I'll ease up. I won't do a harder session. I'll do a lighter session, go do pads and stuff like that. Yeah. Or if I'm feeling good, I'll just carry on going. But I normally obviously take Sunday off, and on a Wednesday I'll probably train once. So mid week I'll have a little bit of a wind down. But then it all depends. Sometimes if I feel good, I'll go do technical stuff.
And you're fighting at 135?
We're fighting at 135. When I was fighting at 125, I didn't get a day off. I trained every day because I had to keep my weight down.
Wow.
So like even on my day off, Sunday, it was a 7-mile run.
Wow. Which is that's a way to beat up your body, right?
Yeah, I actually felt in really great shape when I done that. But it felt really good. Because what's strange to me is when I don't train as much, sometimes my body aches more. But when I'm in shape and I'm training well, my body feels good. So
yeah, sure.
Like a well-lubed machine.
I get that. How's your nutrition at 135? Do you get to eat a bit more?
I get to eat whatever I like.
Oh,
I used to be quite big at 135, but now I think with the weight cuts going down to 125, I've lost a bit of muscle.
Right.
And then with my age, I'm not going to put on muscle as much. Where a young kid full of testosterone, looks at a weight, and he just gets big. You know,
Yeah.
where me,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
still do weight training, but I obviously don't put on weight as quickly as it is. So I'm not the biggest 135-pound anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I only went back up a weight class because the styles of fights at 125 just didn't suit me.
Mm.
You know, it's a case of me just chasing someone around a ring for 15 minutes and then just,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, oh God, you know. I said,
Yeah.
going back up to 135, I don't mind giving up a little bit of size
Okay.
to get someone who's going to stand and trade with me a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see any of the Tough Series ATT versus Brazilians?
Yes.
Did we get an accurate representation of ATT from that? I mean, we got a TV representation of, you know.
It's hard to say because I wasn't actually there in the filming, you know. So I wish I was. It was fun, but I wasn't there in the filming. But it's quite accurate. In what aspects? And
it's a very competitive. It's a really competitive gym. There's fierce competition.
Every gym you go to.
It's like
any high level gym you go to should be competitive.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not competitive in my sport, you're not going to achieve anything. You know, you have to be competitive. You know, just in sports in general, if you're not competitive and you're okay with losing, you want, you know, what are you doing? You know, like every fighter I know is competitive.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. There's different degrees.
Yeah.
There's people who are just competitive in the gym, and there's people who are competitive in absolute general. For me personally, I'm not as competitive in the gym as other people, but I find myself even more competitive outside the gym. So if I'm playing you a game of chess, I'm going to beat you. I'm playing you on FIFA on the PlayStation, I'm going to beat you. Like, and it's a different way where it's not a case of I'm a bad loser. I don't like losing, but I'm not a sore loser. Where if you beat me, it's okay, cool. You've had your day. I'm going to go away. I'm going to train more. I'm going to come back and I'm going to beat you. Yeah. That's the type of person I've always been. You know, sure. So I'm very competitive. So even if you're really good at badminton and this is your sport, and I'll challenge you. I'll have a go, and then you beat me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to come back, and that's what I'm like, you know.
No, absolutely. And so you don't feel any animosity when you get down there between yourself and Brazilians and. It doesn't really work like that, no.
To be honest, I find a lot. You fight individually, yes, but you train as a team, so there is that team ethic there. But I find it, stupid. Like,
yeah.
I'm not religious myself, but because I find a lot of things like even sports teams and stuff like that. Because you're an art sport, Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah.
Who do you support?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Okay, so you're Arsenal, what are you?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, that guy's a dick. He supports Liverpool. But I don't get that. Like, Everton, I like rivalry. Don't get me wrong, but just because you're a Tottenham fan doesn't mean you're a nice person. Just because you're an Arsenal fan doesn't make you a bad person.
Sure.
You know, so like, I mean, just because the same, I think it's story to go completely different. It's same with religion. Just because you're a Muslim doesn't mean you're a horrible person. Just because you're a Christian doesn't make you a nice person. So I don't like those things. So same with countries. Oh, because he's I like to be patriotic, but just because you're an American doesn't mean I think you're an idiot. You know, I think humans are humans. You know, and like everyone has difference in that aspect. You know,
you've always been like that.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been that religious, you know, in that aspect, and because in that kind of way, not that I don't. I think religion is very good, has a lot of good values and gives people great values and stuff. But I have those values, and I'm not religious, so you don't need religion to find those values.
For sure.
But I do find also with religion and other stuff like that, it kind of like. Like in my eyes, more people have died in the name of God than anything. You know? So like, that's what I find. It kind of like the extremists make it a lot worse. You know?
No, I hear that. Let's talk about your fight versus Henry Briones. No, I love it. I just really appreciate it. I appreciate how honest you are, Brad. It's great. Your fight versus Henry Briones, his last fight was on the same card as you. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
he fought Cody Gambrandt.
Yes, he fought Cody. Did you, at the time, take any notice of that? Was it, no?
No. Not really. It was before me, so I was still getting ready for my fight. I was looking at Cody a little bit because I always thought Cody could be a potential opponent, but I didn't look at the other guy.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say. So no inclination at the time that your paths may cross.
No,
Okay.
not.
So despite how busy you've been, now you've had time to reflect on. I mean, you've had lots of time now to reflect on 189. Do you look at past events? Do you have a reflection process? Do you review
Yes,
old
definitely.
tape?
I look at most things to always look to better myself and improve myself as a fighter. So I always critique myself in a lot of ways, you know. So I've looked back at that fight a lot, but I don't have any regrets. It's not one of those. Oh, I'm not a guy. I'm into fresh challenges. So I'm not a person who wants rematches. I mean, even though in my eyes I was winning that fight until I got caught. It's not okay. I want to get that guy. I want a rematch. I don't believe in rematch. I mean, there's so many guys out there to fight. I'd rather give myself a new challenge every time. Don't get me wrong. I will fight someone again if it was like for a title eliminator or something like that. You know, like because it made sense. I had to do that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I like to fight. Always like to fight new people. You know?
Always like to fight fresh people.
Win, lose or draw. You know?
No, for sure. In your reflection process, do you do it on your own? Do you do it with a team? Have you got someone you trust that you do this with?
They're both. I do it on my own, and my coaches watch it back as well. And when I go back out to America again, me and my coach there, Paulie Gloves, my standard coach there, we'll probably we'll go over it a bit more, and stuff like that. You know. Then also look to rectify it. I mean. When I look back at even myself being my own critique, it was like I wasn't a lot going wrong. I was everything I was throwing was hitting him.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
The only thing I would say is my whole training camp, I was taking people down, taking ground and pound, going for some, being ground dominant.
Yeah.
Where in that fight, that was the plan going in, but in that fight, I didn't expect to be lighting him up as much as I was, and everything I do so well. I didn't get me wrong. I think styles make fights, and I think my style works well against his. But I didn't expect it to work that well, and I'm like, well, so distant. Well, I'm going to take him down.
Sure.
So I didn't. And so in hindsight, I probably would have said stick to the game plan and take him down. But it's easy to say that when you're getting lit up on your feet yourself. But when you're winning and stand up, I'm like, so it's hard. It's a hard one, but I wish I did stick to the game plan and take him down.
With that in mind, what do you remember what they said to you between rounds? Were they like, you're doing so well?
Yeah. I mean, but the thing with that is like, it was like, you saw when I hurt him, he was hurt. He was so wobbled.
Yeah.
And I took him down. I went shot him for a takedown. I tried to get him down, and I'm like, then I'm in the takedown process, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? He's rocked. And then I let go, and then I hit him again, he fell down again. And then I was trying to finish him, and he recovered. But it's just my instincts of hitting him and hurting him. I went straight to take him down, take him down. So it kind of worked against me at some points, and then it worked for me at some points and against me in other points. Beginning of the second round, I felt so comfortable on my feet, so I was feeling a little bit, flamboyant. So I thought I'd go for a knee, jumped up and done a knee, and then he was, hey, I might do that, and then he done his, So so but the only reason I went for that knee because I was feeling so comfortable.
Because you were happy.
Feet.
Well, you look loose. You look really loose.
I was so comfortable. I felt great, So I was like, man, this guy can do anything.
Yeah.
It's just, like for me, it's like a football game. You get a player like Mario Balotelli who's just quiet the whole game, don't do nothing, playing terrible, and then he just hits a strike from the halfway line, top corner. You just think, these people with that much talent have that ability to just change it like that.
You deal with losses quite well. You're quite you find it quite easy to reflect.
Seasons, I've had 35 fights. So.
Right.
I've had my good chunk of losses as well. So it's part of my sport now. It's like I get it. Losing doesn't make you a loser.
Right.
And winning doesn't make you a winner. When you lose it's not a case. It's what you do afterwards. How you bounce back, what defines you as a person. So that's what I'm a bit more about. learning from my losses and like and accepting them, and then like, okay, right, I want to make myself better and come back and win. You know.
Where's this mentality from? It seems to me you've got this quite a strong. Was there someone who influenced you in such a way how did you develop this mindset? You seem to me have a real growth mindset. You want to learn. You're constantly wanting to learn. You're looking back, but you can look back in a way that isn't detrimental to yourself. Where's that from, Brad?
Well, I'll be honest, I actually don't know. It's just probably part of my makeup, you know. Where does any of that stem from anyway? You know, there's a lot of people who listen to, you know, like motivational speeches and motivational speakers and stuff, but not really that motivated themselves. If that makes sense. Yes. You know, I've always been a very motivated person. You know, and competition, that's what it is. It's normally competition that really motivates me. You know, I've always been very competitive, and that's always been my sole motivator. You know, but obviously now, like I say, things are changing through time, and now I'm motivated by other things like a bit financial and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'll say I made it from my parents and stuff like that. But yeah, but I never had no like Yoda or anything like that. No. Yeah, no, I don't know, but I do believe I have a very good mindset. You know, I do try and chat to a lot of people, and express myself and get it across. But you know, but also I have my demons. I have demons. You know, like I have those little doubts in my mind at times, and like you know, like, oh, am I good enough? Can I do this? And you have them, you know. But the same as that, even when I fight, I get nervous, and then I'm not nervous, and I'm fine, you know. But I've been there. I think same with anything. Time helps you a lot. You know, I'm wise within my sport. I've been doing it for a long time, so I think that helps you out. Like when you first pass the driving test, when you first get in your car on your own, you're like, holy shit, yeah. But now after years of driving, you're like on the phone eating, drinking, and you know, steering with your knees. You know, you're more relaxed. You know, and I think that's my approach to fight. I'm a lot more relaxed with my sport. I'm never scared going in there. You know.
Oh, never scared.
Never scared.
Wow.
I'm never scared of the opponent. The only thing I'm ever can be scared of is the outcome.
Right.
I'm worried of losing. You know,
right.
And not getting hurt losing. I couldn't give a shit if I broke my legs. I'm more worried of. It's weird. This is my mindset. I'm more worried to letting people down and come there to watch me.
Sure.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, I've lost, and I've been so upset because I've lost because I feel I've let people down, and they're like, oh no, I've had a great night. What are you on about? They'll be silly. All my friends and I'm like, no, maybe had a good night, but how much better would your night have been if I'd have won? Well, I don't. Yeah, but I'm a realist. I'm like, people have amazing nights. When I win, my wife, my family, my brother, we're all like, it's amazing. So I want to give them that experience again. So that's why I put so much pressure on myself to win.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it can like really get me uptight sometimes, you know. But that's the only. I'm tough. I know I am. You know, I'm not the most technical fighter in the world, but I am fucking tough.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not going to break me, if that makes sense. So I'm never worried about getting broken by an opponent or anything like that. You know, so I'm never scared of any opponent. You know, so that's one attribute was good for me. I'm like, I'll take a punch. You know, and I hit hard. You know, I don't care. So that helps me mentally in that aspect. I'm not worried about getting hit. I kind of embrace the grind.
Yeah.
You know? Where other fighters don't want to get hit and they're a bit nervous in that aspect. So, but me, my nerves comes from letting my friends and family down.
How do you match up with Briones? How do you win this one?
I think stylistically it'd be a good matchup because he's a brawler. He's a bit more of a boxer as well.
Yeah.
He throws some kicks, but you know, I've never really worried about kicks. My Achilles heel has been knees. Throughout my career, I've kneed quite a few times. It's because I have a low boxing style.
Right.
But with him, you know, I feel I can take him down whenever I want, and I feel I have the edge on the feet, and I don't think he could take me down. He could, but I don't think that's his strong point. I think it'd be a little bit like me versus Neil Siri, where I can keep on his feet as long as I want, and then I'll get takedowns if I need to win a round.
Yeah.
And that's what I have it. Obviously, I love standing up, and that will be my thing. But I will take him down to score points.
Yeah, absolutely. Does this one go to decision, or do you win this one inside 3?
This one will finish inside the distance, and if not, it won't be for the one of me trying.
Sure.
You know, I got a feeling I'm going to sub him. I don't know why.
Okay.
You know, I think I hurt him, and he take a bad shot, and I guillotine him or something like that.
Yeah. Is that your favourite, the guillotine?
Yeah, I get a lot of guillotines.
You get a lot of
guillotines. A lot of guillotines and arm triangles.
Oh, okay.
I get a lot of chokes.
You get a lot of chokes in general.
Yeah.
Do you go into fights with a game plan, or are you pretty flexible?
A loose one. A really loose game plan, because I don't go into too much game plan. I like to feel every moment on the fight. Like I said, I had a bit of a game plan in my last fight. You know, like I need to go in there and take him down. And like, I'm not lighting up my feet, so I stay up there.
Yeah.
So like, I like loose game plans. I like to be aware of what they're good at. But if you're so set on a game plan, where's your plan B? You know, if that's not working, you know, that's what I mean. So like. For me, I think you need to adapt to every situation, and there's so many different variables within a fight. Situations could change like that. I'm fighting, next minute, I think I've torn my shoulder or something like that.
Absolutely.
You know, boom. So you need to be able to adapt and change. You know?
No, absolutely. Briones has lost to Cody Garbrandt was an 8-fight win streak that got snapped. So he's not an easy fight. It's a good fight for you. It's gonna be a good one for the crowd as well.
There's no easy fights within the UFC, really.
No, I believe that. Sure. Does this signify you're pushing for kind of super fights, show fights? Because you're popular in the UFC and you're popular with the brass at the UFC. So does that mean you're pushing for big super fight, show fights, or are you pushing it? You going for one last title push, or what does that mean now?
I'm not going for a title push. I'm just looking to fight whoever, you know. Right. And I still want to compete, you know. So like, but for me, my mental state, I need to get a win. You know, I need to win. I'm a very competitive person, and I've lost my last 3. You know, one I thought I won by decision, but I got robbed by a split decision. Yeah. But against McCall beat me, Chico Kimmich beat me. Then like me as a competitor, I need to win. So. And that's really what I'm focusing on, winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your move from flyweight to bantamweight. Would you have done it earlier? What's the most obvious difference? Are you emotionally stronger, physically stronger? What's the most obvious difference that you're taking into fights?
Emotionally happier. You know, cutting to 125. I was just miserable, you know, like because I couldn't eat, and I was just so. Don't get me wrong, I sacrificed a lot, but it's for a reason. I went down a weight class, not just for the hell of it. I went down a weight class to try and reinvent myself and try and fight Demetrious Johnson again, because obviously I've got a win over Demetrious Johnson, so I wanted to just try. It was a complete business move and something to reinvent myself, you know. And then it didn't work out for me, so why would I say down there? I'll go back up a weight class.
Yeah.
You know? If I was involved in good fights down in that weight class,
you would have,
I would have probably stayed. But I won. That fight is just boring. Me chasing some dude around a fucking cage.
No fun.
It's like a kid I want to play and like running away. No, I hate that. You know, I get that style. I do get it. And there's many times as a coach myself where I've told my fighters to adopt that style sometimes. But when I'm fighting, I just don't get it. You know, I'm a fighter, so I want to fight. Like, if I was fighting someone like Ian McCall, fight to the death over the last pea on earth, I'll be eating a ham sandwich. You know, like I will get me. They just find a way of outpointing me. Right away, and I'm like, come on, you know, if you lock me and him in a room. Give one of us a key, I'll come out. And that's how I see it.
I believe you. Do you support the idea of more weight categories, like boxing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The sport's still growing a lot.
Yeah.
It's still. I think boxing could do so many different weight classes. because of they have so many different organisations.
Yeah.
You know, WBO, WBC, WB, so many. We have the one UFC, so like it's hard. I mean, I think they might introduce new weight classes. They probably introduce a small weight class for the men, maybe like 115 or something like that, and then outside that, I think maybe the jump between. I don't know. It's gonna be hard now to do that, you know, to change it completely. You know, but
I've heard other commentators talk about it's the heavier ends where you get the big differences from lightweight to heavyweight. Whether it's
50 pounds, middleweight to welterweight.
Right. So it's a big it's a big jump.
Yeah, it is. You know. So you could be at the top end of the scale at 185 and be massive, or you're just too big to really get down to 170 and you're small.
Yes.
5 pounder, you know.
Yeah. Two quite well publicised possible weight moves are Conor from where he is now to lightweight and John Jones to heavyweight at some point. Do you like those moves? Do they sound good?
Conor does get away with one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about Conor fights, you know.
Sure.
I just want to see him fight. So.
Oh, really? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I think he's been great for the sport. He's developed the sport so much in such a small space of his career.
Yeah.
He's put the sport. Sport's really on the map, don't get me wrong, but he's brought more eyes to the sport than. I didn't think he was going to beat Aldo, I'll be honest. But I think for the sport in general, it was better that he did beat Aldo.
Okay.
Because he keeps this figure alive, you know, and he's been a breath of fresh air to the sport.
Do you like his fight promo technique?
Yeah, I think he's very clever, very very clever. You know, someone like Chael Sonnen, he was very good at it as well.
Yeah.
But with Chael Sonnen, I've known Chael Sonnen for years. I remember finding him on a show called Bodog in Costa Rica and stuff. But he wasn't like that. He actually brought this character on. Where Conor McGregor is very charismatic. He's always been like that. You know, you see his Cage Warrior interview. He's always been like this. You know, he's such a. It's like an Ali kind of. It can captivate an audience before he even fights, and just because he can back it up as well, it makes him a world champion. Isn't like when you look at him, and when I look at other fighters as well, I don't just look at them. I look at them physically as well, and he has a great structure for an athlete. You know, he's very, very athletic. He's very good with his body. But great athletes don't always become great fighters or do well in sports because of mental state. But he has the perfect mental state to go with that perfect body, creates a perfect fighter. You know, and he is by far one of the best. You know, I've seen him within the sport.
Do you have a movement coach at ATT? Do you have an Ido Portal at ATT? Do you have a movement coach at ATT? Do you have someone who you'll be balancing on?
But the thing is, right, that's what makes him. He's an innovator as well, which is hard in sport. It's been, like I say, sport's been around for a long, long time, so it's hard to change things, right? And if he's got that guy doing that, jumping over sticks, and and the thing is, right, if he would have got beat, people would be like, "What the fuck is he doing?
Oh, absolutely!
What an idiot!" Because he's winning, people are like, "Holy shit!" I know. This must be what he's doing. He must be jumping over sticks and doing some movements and and that sort of stuff. So, but what he does understand, what I understand much, it is about movement in your body. I mean, like if you understand your body very well, is for me as I have my son now, I said like everyone says to me, "Oh, what are you going to get him to do?" I want him to be athletic. So what I'll get him to do straight off is gymnastics.
Right.
And with gymnastics, you learn your body. You learn how to roll over, jump. You get so good with your body, then you can take it to any sport you want. You know, I think Conor can be good at multiple sports.
Yeah.
You know, he's an athlete, and that's what I was like when I was a kid. I was good at football, rugby, basketball. You name it, I played the sport. And even now, even with me fighting, I'm not the best striker in the world. I'm not the best wrestler. I'm not the best grappler, but collectively I could put these three together very well. So I'm like a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Right.
So I think sometimes that makes you, when you're more versatile like that, it makes you better.
No, absolutely. Do you know John Kavanagh at all? He seems like
I met him a few times.
He seems like a real oasis of calm amongst whilst all of the publicity is going on. You come back to John Kavanagh and you get that professor-like quality. Am I accurate with that at all? Or?
Yeah, I think he's very good. I think Conor needs someone like that. He's like chalk and cheese, like yin and yang. You know, like a bit like Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson's the other end of the spectrum, you know. But it's not. I think Kavanagh as a coach has not helped him coach him his character. Your character is your character. You know that was in his DNA, like Conor McGregor. You know, so like, but you know, and yet again, Kavanagh's himself. You know, so I just think they just gel together really well.
Yeah. Absolutely. USADA testing. Do you get bothered by it in the UK, or will that happen mainly when you get
that fucks me off, is I have to keep doing my whereabouts shitty thing, and it just takes me a bit. It's annoying, but I understand it.
What's that like? Can you give us a rough idea what that's like?
I just basically got to give them an update of my training schedule, where I am for like one quarter of the year. You know, so like for 3 months, where am I going to be? Blah blah blah. So I have to fill in out all these things on my phone and stuff, like what days I might train this there. What, you know, so sometimes it's a bit hard because you don't know exactly every time you're going to train. So you have to fill out as accurately as you can. Yeah. You know? So obviously I've told them I'm going to American Top Team in January 10th, and I'll be there, staying at Mike Brown's house and that sort of stuff, you know. But they could change. Well, if Mike Brown's house burns down, I'm going to be staying. So it's like it is subject to change, but you know, I get it. It's doing good for the sport, you know. But it's a bit annoying and tedious at times, you know. Especially like someone for myself, I've never done anything, never do anything like that. Yeah. So like I'm like, why am I doing shit? You know.
Are you noticing a difference in the sport? Can you visibly see a difference in the sport? But can you see athletes changing? There's been a few leaked kind of.
Not yet. Okay. It takes time to show. Yeah, we time to tell. You know.
Do you ever think you've fought someone on PEDs?
Yeah, it don't bother me.
Is there just I've heard Brendan Sharp say it was as high as 90% of the people that he fought were on PEDs.
I think a lot of people are. You know, I think also like it's expensive. You know, it's expensive, so not everyone can afford to do that. You know, it is an expensive thing to do. So like, I think at the higher end of sports, definitely. You know, people do a lot more, and at the higher weight classes, I think so.
Oh, really?
At my weight classes, I think it's less, but you know, the higher you go, people want to be bigger, you know, put on a lot of muscle. Where my weight class is more about speed and stuff, and you want to keep your weight down because you don't want to go up a weight class.
No, of course.
It's like a little bit different, but yeah, I'm sure I've fought loads of people on it, but me, I say, you don't bother me too much.
Lots of British involvement on the card, but the main events caught some headlines. Bisping Silva. Do you like it?
Yeah, I think it's a fight where, I'll be honest, people don't care about as much. Okay. You know, because of where Anderson Silva is with in his career and thing, but it's still a fight I'm excited to see. You know, it's great to be. I've shared a few cards with Anderson Silva back in Cage Rage days back in England. So like, it'd be good to share some more with him. You know.
Are you friends with him?
Yeah, I know. Loosely, he knows who I am. I know who he is. We get on very well. Hi, and that. But it's not something like, hey, Anderson, we do. We're not. We're loose friends. You know?
Yeah. Are you friends with Bisping at all? Do you know Bisping?
Same thing.
Same situation. So
we chat a little bit on Twitter and stuff like that. You know, like private messages and stuff like that. But same sort of thing.
So it's okay to ask you to call it then?
Yeah. I think Anderson will win. You know, he's such. I mean, like, he's one of the greatest of all time. You know, I think. You know, so it's hard to back against him. You know, really hard to back against him, especially when Bisping's strength is his stand up and he wants to stand up most of the time. So that's why I think it's going to be hard for Bisping.
Has Anderson Silva got one more one more push in him? Can he get? I mean, we're looking at the top 5 in that division. Real killers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You always think so because you don't realize how old he's getting now, but you always reminisce to how good he was. You know? So you're like, oh, so if you look at the highlights of what he's done, you'd be like, oh man, of course he's gonna kill him. But then you realize, is he that person now? You know. So like, I know that I'm not as fast as I used to be. I know that my body aches and I train. You know. And I remember when I was young, I used to be able to go in and train like a madman, and then rest for a couple of hours, go and train like a madman again. Well, now I'm going into training with, look at this, this, like this, you know, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. I'm starting to bring this down for you now, mate. It's been an amazing 50 minutes. Thank you so much. I went on your Instagram, and I saw you dressed as a Jedi.
Right. Yeah.
So that means you went to Star Wars Secret Cinema.
I did.
Did you have a good time?
It was good. I loved it, mate.
Amazing.
It. I love Star Wars. I'll give you a tour.
Yeah, please do.
This is my man cave. It's a bit Christmas dirty, but there's my. Wow, let's have a look at this.
I know. I caught a TIE fighter there, didn't I? Amazing.
Yeah. So there's.
Oh wow.
Lego TIE fighter, Lego Atta, Lego Darth Vader.
He looks amazing. More
Lego down there. That's Back to the Future, Ghostbusters. I've got Lego down there, BB-8 there, Lego Stormtrooper on the wall over here.
Fantastic.
Lego, I need to make that. I ain't made that yet. The X-Wing. This is the Batman tumbler, which is wicked. I haven't made that yet.
Look at that.
Lego R2-D2 there. Lego, but obviously you see I'm a Lego fan.
Yeah.
This is my stag do. So let me get out closer. I was dressed as Darth Vader, and all my mates were dressed as stormtroopers.
Awesome. And where did you go?
In Bournemouth. So that was like us in the bar before. Yeah.
That's a superb picture.
And this is my son.
Oh.
Dressed as a stormtrooper.
Star Merley. Where's the Star Wars love from?
I don't know. Just it's the coolest thing in the world. You know, if you walk down the street and you saw a group of stormtroopers, I think you'd find it hard for anyone. If you did just think that was the coolest thing you've seen. If you right now, you just looked out your bedroom window and you saw 30 stormtroopers walking down the road.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "That's fucking cool."
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. You'd be like, "That's it." Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the films are good.
Yeah.
I like the films, but it's just the character design of them is just amazing. It's like I think Darth Vader is one of the best villains of all time. You know, you know, like you really like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know?
No, sure.
Not many villains out there where they're more loved than like people care more about Darth Vader than they do about Luke Skywalker.
No, sure. Have you seen the new one?
Yes, like twice.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. No spoilers, but I won't spoil it for anyone. But I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Excellent. And you like the new villain Kylo Ren? Do we like him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't do any spoilers, but like when he took off his mask, he looked like he should have gone to Hogwarts. I'm like, man, it could have been a little bit more. But I think he's going to get better because obviously people don't realise it. All the Jedis have obviously got killed. Yeah. So there's not many Jedis around. So people who have the Force don't know how to use it very well. So they're very raw in using the Force, you know. So I think they'll get better. Like, what's that? The girl Rey, you know, she'll get better.
Yeah.
You know, him and her both got Force powers, but they just don't really know how to use them yet.
Yeah.
So.
And others, I saw some Ghostbusters there. So you like other sci-fi as well, do you? Or is that a genre you like?
I like that. I'm a Back to the Future Ghostbusters. That's, you know.
No, man.
Guys, I was like growing up in that era. You know, they're one of my films.
Okay, love it. All right, my last question's for you. Just a couple of predictions, if you wouldn't mind. for 2016. Have you got any male and female breakout stars, or someone you could turn around and say, do you know what? Look out for them. They're going to be fun to watch.
Masad Bektik. He's
Okay.
already in the UFC, but I reckon he's gonna. He's supposed to be fighting again, but he's got a knee injury. But yeah, Masad Bektik, I reckon he's gonna take next year by storm.
Awesome. I love it.
In the featherweight division.
And one man or woman who is not a title holder at the moment in the UFC who will be this time next year.
John Jones.
Oh, that's a good. It's yeah, I'll let you have that one. I think it's a pretty safe bet, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a safe bet.
Is that fair to say? Am I allowed to say that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I should stay impartial. But yeah, John Jones.
It's my hat from John Jones.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's to you specifically, that is. When did you get
that? In 2011.
2011?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, at the Fighters Expo.
Okay. Do you stay in contact with him?
Not loosely. Loose.
Yeah.
But I got a few memorabilia. I got Robbie Lawler's and Robbie Lawler's shorts from his fight with Roy McDonald.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I like to collect memorabilia. I got Mike Brown, WC.
So this man cave, this is intentional. This is your man cave. This is for you specifically. Fight memorabilia or sports memorabilia or anything else? Sports or films?
I've got my old cage belt up there.
Oh, superb.
My WC debut gloves, my UFC debut gloves. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've got loads of other stuff I haven't even got up, but I'm waiting for when I decide to open a gym. I can put it all.
Is that in the plan? Is that in the plan to you?
It will be eventually, I think.
Yeah. Get your own gym in London.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Florida.
London, yeah.
Sunshine versus London versus Florida. It's got to be London. It's got to be London, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be London. Brad, thank you. Absolutely awesome. So great for you to give up an hour of your time for me. I know you're busy, and I can see you're busy, and there's a lot going on. And Happy New Year! Blessings to all of your family, and thank you for letting me meet your family as well. This I didn't expect. This I didn't expect. It's been a proper pleasure, Brad. Speak soon.
Best of your day, mate.
All the best. Bye bye.